But right now, let's turn to Capitol Hill, where some lawmakers are joining the push to pressure the Trump administration to release more of the Jeffrey Epstein files. House Speaker Mike Johnson, he says there won't be a vote on a Democrat-sponsored resolution calling for disclosure of those files held by the Justice Department until after the August recess. Now, Speaker Johnson had this to say just a short time ago. Listen.
The president has made a request to the courts in the grand jury testimony and the files there, for example, and the court should turn that over, and that will be a continuing and ongoing quest. Now, what we refuse to do is participate in another one of the Democrats' political games. This is a serious matter. We are not going to let them use this as a political battering ram. The Rules Committee became the ground for them to do that. We're not going to allow them to engage in that charade anymore.
All right, let's head to Capitol Hill now and CBS News congressional correspondent Nikole Killion. Nikole, thank you for your time today. What are you hearing from lawmakers about the House Speaker's move to delay that vote?
Well, I wouldn't say that he's delaying it. What he tried to explain to us reporters as I was in that press conference as well is that, look, we believe that the administration is acting on this, so why would we vote on something if the administration has kind of already put the wheels of motion in progress, referring to the Department of Justice's efforts to try to unseal some of that grand jury testimony involving the Epstein case. So from that standpoint, the Speaker doesn't necessarily see a need to rush or put the cart in front of the horse. So that is basically his argument. He also feels that Democrats, in trying to push for a vote with respect to releasing the Epstein files, is more political in nature. He argues, Democrats have been quiet on this issue for the last couple of years, so why all of a sudden is there this clamor? So he wants to be more judicious in terms of taking his time and having the body take its time in terms of moving ahead with a vote on this. Nonetheless, though, it is causing a bit of havoc in the House in the sense that we saw last night the Rules Committee try to move forward on other legislation completely unrelated, but there were some members on the panel who did want to pursue a vote with respect to releasing the Epstein files. They tried to push for that in the Rules Committee vote. Ultimately, the committee disbanded without reaching an agreement, and so what that means is that now the House cannot move forward on other pieces of legislation because there are no rules guiding that process, and consequently we just learned a short time ago that the House is now canceling its votes for Thursday, meaning that there will be a truncated week here in the House, in part because of this impasse, if you will, over the Epstein files.
And what are lawmakers working on that could be put on the back burner as of right now?
Well, at this point, again, nothing can really move forward in the House chamber because you need a rule to kind of guide that process. That's why before any major vote, the Rules Committee will meet. They will set the rules for debate and how things should work with respect to legislation, and then they will hold that official vote on the House floor. So because they couldn't reach agreement yesterday in the committee, they cannot move forward on any other pieces of legislation. For instance, they were going to take up an immigration-related measure this week. Now that's kind of put on hold. Now, part of the reason for this, again, with respect to the Epstein files, is you do have a bipartisan resolution that is out there sponsored by Congressman Ro Khanna of California, a Democrat, and Tom Massey, a Republican of Kentucky. They have been pushing for a vote on their resolution, which calls on the Attorney General to release the Epstein files within 30 days. And they argue that they have bipartisan support for this measure, that they would like to see a vote on this resolution before the August recess. But again, all of this is likely quashed because of this ongoing impasse.
Okay, Nikole Killion on Capitol Hill for us today. Thank you so much for your time.